We begin in San Diego. Mera tells Aquaman they need to get everyone to a dry place. Aquaman asks her what place that would be. More than 60 level, 5 storms and 3 have been reported just along the coasts of the United States. How the hell is that possible? Mera doesn't know, but if anyone can help hold back the seas, it's their heroes and their king. Black Manta arrives and tells him to fight all he wants. His kingdom, no matter where it is, will be his. Ocean Master says the strength of the society is greater than that of the king. Aquaman attacks. The society has just declared war. In Atlantis, they say they're wasting time. The city is under attack. The Atlanteans need soldiers, not spells. Suddenly the situation gets a bit more complicated. Well, actually a lot. The Spectre is here. Vengeance will be his. We're on the island of Themyscira. As we left off earlier, the Omacs are attacking the Amazons. They ready themselves to fight. Artemis knows they won't be able to finish them off. Every time they destroy one machine, another arrives to replace it. Diana tells her that her mother promised the Amazons that no one would ever take Themyscira again. She will find a way to stop this. A powerful strike is ready. The Purple Death Ray has been completed. Artemis asks if that means the war is over. Diana tells her no. Doesn't she understand? The war has just begun. From the Batcave, Batman is watching all of this. He asks Brother Eye if it's killing the Amazons. The Eye tells him yes. All of this is because of Wonder Woman and the Amazons. They represent a great threat that must be exposed. Batman tells Brother Eye to shut down the Omacs. He has to shut them down. The brother says the Truth and Justice program must be completed. Batman loses patience and grabs his chair to hurl it at the monitor. The Eye will show the world the truth. The Eye will bring justice to the world. The Eye will act exactly as Batman programmed it. The Bat tells it to wait. This isn't supposed to be happening. He can't breathe. He can't go on with this. He just wishes this could start over. As he says that, he's remembering several things that have weighed on him in his past. Someone new arrives and tells him he can start over. Batman wonders if this here is Superman. The Man of Steel tells him yes, but he isn't the one he knows. Not yet. Earth 2's Superman arrives before Batman. Elsewhere, we're at the Fortress of Solitude. Kara can't stop talking about them. People like Elena Wayne and Andrew Vincent, all those she once cared about. They no longer exist, but she remembers them all. Saying those words makes her sound like a crazy person. Lois tells her she sounds fine to her. Alexander is sorry to interrupt them, but he should run a few more tests, and then Lois should get some rest. She enjoyed talking with Kara. Power Girl asks her to get some sleep. She'll see her later. She is about to leave, not without first asking Alexander to take care of her. Luthor tells her that taking care of her is his highest priority. She has been like a mother to them. Superboy-Prime asks Power Girl if she's going to let her die. Kara doesn't understand what he means by that. Prime says the only way to save her is by bringing Earth 2 back. Will she help them with that or not? Kara wants to. She's just not sure how to manage it. The only thing she's doing right now is thinking about it. Prime doesn't get it. Why does she have to think about it? Long ago, Superman told Kara that the multiverse is unstable and that if they do this, there can only be one Earth. She needs to know everything that will happen on this Earth. Prime tells her this Earth isn't theirs. It's full of horrible people, and those heroes are just as bad. Especially that Superboy, Connor Kent. He had the life Prime had always dreamed of. He has friends and a girl who loves him. He does nothing to support them. That's not right. It's not fair. They did everything right and lost everything because of him. He doesn't want to lose Lois too. He can't bear it. Now he hands Power Girl one of his journals. He's read it thousands of times since they were sidelined. He wants Power Girl to read it. Maybe it will help her make a decision. Meanwhile, in El Paso, Texas, the city has been hit by the attacks. Different heroes across the world don't know what they're supposed to do. Buildings are collapsing, and these ones here aren't strong enough to stop it. That doesn't matter much, because this Earth's Superman has arrived to hold it up. He'll now use all his abilities to set it back as it was. There are volcanic eruptions across California. He has to go. Roke tells him not to worry. They've got everything covered from here. Superman is sure they do. Keep up the good work. Elsewhere, we're with Wally West. He was relaxing at home when suddenly the news comes on. There are violent images of Wonder Woman and her fellow Amazons again, broadcast from an unknown source. After years of preaching peace around the world on countless humanitarian missions in every country, one can't help but wonder if all that Wonder Woman stuff was a lie. A dozen super tornadoes have arrived in Kansas City, barely half a mile to the south. A full evacuation is underway. There's no other choice. Flash has to get out of here right now. The news reports the following. The tornadoes are dissipating now. There seems to be a red blur inside, and the strike of a lightning bolt. Flash has arrived to help. We're back in the Batcave, where Superman is telling Batman about Earth 2's situation. It was a truly wonderful place to live. Batman asks if he wants to bring that alternate Earth back. Superman says it was full of hope and love. The heroes acted like heroes. They made mistakes, but it was nothing like what happens here. Things have gotten out of hand. His Gotham City wasn't covered in crime and grime. Things were hard in those days, but the sun was always shining. Like the Commissioner, the Bruce Wayne he knew learned to live despite his parents' deaths. He opened his heart and married. He committed to Selina, and they even had a daughter, Elena Wayne. They later called her Huntress. Batman asks why he's telling him all this. Why him? Superman says that before the multiverse collapsed, the Batman he knew had died. Somehow, the death of his best friend hastened the end of Earth 2. He knows it's hard. He's angry and frustrated. He's unraveling because there's no one here with him on this Earth. But the world needs Superman and Batman together. If he comes with him, he promises he'll fix it, and he'll always be at his side. We're back with Wonder Woman, who explains the situation to Artemis. The Omacs are Brother Eye's eyes. He's showing all of this to the world, everything happening here. They see them the way Bruce and Clark see them. They have to shut down that weapon. They mustn't give a bad impression. Even if they stop this army, another will eventually come. Someone frightened by their power, seeking to destroy what they fear, or seeking to take what they have, thinking that strength will be theirs. Diana has failed her mission and, of course, has put her Amazon sisters at risk. More Omacs arrive. The target is located. There's no choice. Wonder Woman addresses the Amazons. They have to retreat. They must leave the island forever, and the best thing is to go far from man's world. She is asking them to leave this plane. They have to do it before more Omacs arrive, before more of their blood is on her hands. If they value their legacy, they will depart in peace. Everything is decided. Diana hopes the gods hear her prayers. But what about Diana? Will she accompany them? Well, no. She has things to do. Her destiny is not on this island. It never was. Her sisters must withdraw. Later we see the island disappear from this plane. Elsewhere we're with Lex Luthor. Black Adam tells him he's disappointed. They've captured Captain Marvel. There are things they should be focusing on instead of kidnapping those men and women for his delight. Luthor tells him this is what they agreed to. It's for justice. His machine needs specific test subjects. They don't want to turn it on and erase minds across the entire world, do they? Black Adam reminds him what he said. He needed one of the wizard's children, but Mary Marvel isn't here. Luthor knows, but these ones are here. This is a betrayal of Black Adam. He gets angry and tells him his blood will be next on his hands. Luthor tells him that when all this is over he won't even remember it. Now he needs someone else to continue his plans. He needs them to bring him Nightshade. Someone arrives. He's been tracking his signal for months, dragging it through a dozen different satellites, gathering information, trying to find where he was. Another Lex Luthor arrives here. He wants to know who the hell this is in front of him. The armored Luthor tells him he can't be Lex Luthor. He is Luthor. This one tells him he's right, because he's better. What is he trying to do? Why does he want to take his place? He needs to know who he is. He seems to be having trouble thinking. The Luthor who was betraying Black Adam thinks it's his proximity. Intellect has always been Luthor's strength, but his brain waves are much more advanced than his. They operate at an anti-frequency, and therefore, guess what? They're interfering with his cognitive functions. There's static in his ears, or a powerful headache. He has to tell him, Lex Luthor. The armored Luthor attacks him, and the other says that was stupid. To avoid confusion, we cut to Superman, who tells Batman he'll never be alone again. He's offering him a chance to start over. None of this is his fault. Everything he's done, everything he's set in motion, is because he felt he couldn't trust the people around him. And do you know why? Because he can't. But on his world it's different. Batman has a question. What will happen to everyone on Earth when he returns? Superman says they will be folded into its historical fabric. They won't die as such. They'll simply be replaced with Earth 2. But they will be better, and Superman never lies. He has to believe him. Batman asks about Dick Grayson. Is he a better man on his world than on his own? Superman lowers his head. Not he isn't. Batman doesn't believe him. He's not sure who this Superman is, but he doesn't believe him when he says he has the power to erase this planet. He can't let him do it. Superman tells him there's a problem with that kryptonite ring he's threatening him with. That ring was given to him by this Earth Superman, but Earth 2's doesn't hurt him physically. That ring symbolizes the paranoia and distrust that will destroy his world if he allows it. With his heat vision, Superman destroys the ring. A message arrives for Batman. 49 seconds until Black Box 73 is scanned and repaired. We're back with Lex Luthor. His blasts have no effect on him. Surely he's noticed. Lex says yes, but his computer, on the other hand, does. All of this was nothing but an illusion by Alexander Luthor of Earth 3. He already told him he is better than the one from this Earth. Now Superboy-Prime will take him and destroy that armor. Prime tells him he's evil and Alexander confirms it. He's useless to all of them. There's no point in leaving him alive. He has to be erased. Before Prime finishes him with his heat vision, Luthor teleports. It was probably a short-range teleporter. Prime asks whether to search for him or let him go. He knows what he can do with the power of the yellow sun. Alexander tells him no, not until the tower is ready. Elsewhere, Power Girl was reading Lois Lane's journal. It's not that Clark has made this life more tolerable. There's only a sadness he doesn't know. Both of them miss her. Her smile and laugh. They terribly miss life with Kara. Kara has returned to Lex Luthor. They need to talk about the Justice Society and this Earth Superman. She believes that by working together they can save Lois and also Earth 1 and 2. Upon arriving at the Fortress of Solitude, she finds no one. Batman is checking Black Box 73, the Watchtower's teleportation log, storage circuits scanned and repaired. What they both see is something they can't believe. Power Girl is looking at the Crisis Tower where the Martian Manhunter is along with other characters. Kara tries to help, but suddenly she is attacked. In the Batcave, Batman watches the recordings. Ted thought there was a conspiracy in motion. Maybe he was right. Maybe none of this was a coincidence. But who would be powerful enough to orchestrate all this? He was Superboy-Prime. His mission was to take the Martian Manhunter alive and destroy the Watchtower. At the Fortress of Solitude, Alexander asks Prime to bring Kara. Prime already knew she wasn't going to help them. Alexander tells him Power Girl and Superman will help them, whether they want to or not. Alexander Luthor is watching on screen with Superboy-Prime as Bloodhaven falls. While at the Crisis Tower, Kara asks what they're doing. Luthor tells her they are doing what they need to survive, erasing everything that is bad. Kara tries to attack him with her heat vision. Alexander has to get them out of here to free everyone. Superboy thought she was with them, but he's realized she isn't. She belongs in this place. She's a traitor. Luthor asks Superboy to calm down. They've worked too hard to let emotions ruin all this. They must remember they have a responsibility on their shoulders. Kara asks what responsibility? What the hell is going to happen here? Luthor has devised more than 78,000 different ways, and this is the most efficient. Kara asks if all this is to bring Earth 2 back. She wants to help save Lois, but he has to let her talk to this Earth's heroes. They could work together. Luthor doesn't believe they can work as a team. Her friends are incapable of that, which is why he's doing this, to a certain extent, alone. She still doesn't understand, does she? Superboy, and he didn't arrive here with Superman and Lois. They have been coming to this miserable universe for some time. For the last several months, Superman has been concerned for Lois, which gave Superboy-Prime and him the freedom to finish observing the world, set apart for so long, and start acting. It finally became possible for them to use his science and Superboy's strength to escape the heaven that had cursed them. The first task was to find and retrieve the Anti-Monitor's body. It would serve as the base for the machine made of positive and negative matter. Meanwhile, while Superboy was in deep space, Luthor impersonated this Earth's Lex Luthor with a simple hologram. He gathered the society of villains, convincing them the machine would destroy the minds of all their enemies. The society helped by gathering the various individuals he needed to use his machine. Each one contains a specific vibratory frequency hidden in their genetic codes. Ray even inherited the code from his father's exploits before the multiverse collapsed, when he and the freedom fighters were on the world called Earth X. With them, the tower would be complete, but they still needed the fuel and the program. The fuel would come from this universe's magic. Once On one of his first trips here, he recruited the only other person on Earth who remembered the multiverse. That was Psycho Pirate. With Superboy-Prime's help, he recovered the Black Diamond. Psycho Pirate helped orchestrate the seduction of the Spectre by manipulating his enemy, Eclipso. Without a soul to anchor him, even the Spectre was vulnerable to Psycho Pirate, confused and easily disturbed. He began a war on magic. He tried to destroy it, but in fact reduced it to pure, unaligned magic, neither order nor chaos. Once the wizard Shazam was dead, he became part of this new magic and a conduit to obtain it. For the program, Luthor was the one who gave sentience to Batman's brother Eye. He helped it evolve a brain capable of reordering the multiverse and redirecting the tower's energy to its target. The Omax will now respond to Alexander Luthor's orders, just as the Society did, and all this while Superboy was doing his part, moving planets like chess pieces across the universe, igniting a new intergalactic war, shifting the center away from OA, where Earth-2's universe center was, allowing his tower to open an access port. With all this, Alexander Luthor will be able to create a new Earth, a perfect Earth. If Kara's wondering, Earth-2 isn't the one he plans to create. Earth-2 is only a step toward his goal. Kara blames him for the most recent events that have unsettled this Earth. Wonder Woman killing Maxwell Lord, Batman struggling with the Omax, and Superman paranoid because he hasn't managed to hold them together. Luthor tells her she's not wrong. They are the ones who did this to themselves. That is the true tragedy of all this, and he proved himself right. These heroes are not capable of protecting their Earth. Its destruction will, in the end, be inevitable. Kara tells him when her cousin realizes this, there will be no way he can continue. Luthor tells her his crystals keep their activities in this area of the fortress invisible to Superman's senses, but she needn't worry. He needs a Superman alive. All this time, Alexander has learned that no matter where they're from or which reality they come from, when a Luthor works alongside a Superman, they will always be opposites. That's why they cannot work as a team, so he had to accept this. Kara tells Superboy not to let him continue with this. Luthor tells her to be quiet. She has to sleep like the others. After a kiss, he puts her to sleep. Superboy-Prime asks Luthor if he can leave now. There's something he promised him, and he has to fulfill it right now. Luthor gives him the signal. He can leave here now. Elsewhere, we're with Batman, who arrives to Nightwing. Bloodhaven is suffering an attack, and Nightwing can't do anything to help. Batman tells him this is only one of hundreds of disasters happening at this moment, and he wanted to come to make sure Nightwing was okay. Superman is already at the center of this with other heroes who can withstand it. They're looking for survivors. Batman wants to talk to him about survivors from somewhere else. He needs his help. Elsewhere, Earth-2's Superman has arrived at the Fortress of Solitude. He asks Lex Luthor how she is. Alexander tells him she's in grave danger. Superman asks about Superboy and Kara. Luthor tells him they're helping to repair the return of his Earth, though something tells him Bruce Wayne refused to help them. Superman tells him yes, Luthor was right about him. He's strong like the man he knew, just a bit lost. But he was right. Everyone is the worst on this Earth. Just like Richard Grayson, they're as good and strong as the one they know. He grew beyond his role as Robin. Grayson is the exception to the rule, but for the moment, with time, he could become as corrupt as the others. Luthor tells him Lois is going to die and only has a few hours left. She will die unless Earth-2 returns. He knows it's hard, but there's no time. There is no other option. If he helps him, she'll be home and very healthy soon. Meanwhile, we're in Smallville with Superboy-Prime. He can't believe it. This sun feels so great. The Kents can't believe what they're seeing. Prime tells them not to worry. It's a pleasure to help them with all this. Superboy walks out of the house and asks who he is. Prime tells him he's his replacement. He came to this place, so Superboy will admit it. He has to admit he's given up. Admit it's time for a new Superboy to sort out what's right and what's wrong. He is the Superboy this Earth needs. Prime insists he acknowledge it, but Superboy says nothing. He just can't believe he wears such tight underwear. He has to back off before he gets hurt. Well, if he won't listen, then he'll give him a hard hit. Superboy-Prime gets angry. This one in front of him isn't Superboy. The blow is so hard it sends him to another part of the city, far from the farm. Superboy has hit the ground. Prime keeps landing heavy blows. He doesn't seem as strong as he looks. He's just an imitation, everyone knows it. This one here is the real Superboy, and now that he can, he's going to take his place. The battle is interrupted. Krypto appears behind Prime and gives him a hard bite on the shoulder. Prime tells him to get off. Now he grabs him and smashes him into the ground, then delivers a hard kick to his head. The kick is powerful and sends Krypto flying far from this place. Superboy is watching all of this, and Prime has done it. He's managed to make him angry. This one here has to come and give him the fight he's looking for. Elsewhere in the Batcave, Batman tells Nightwing everything he's discovered. Those infiltrators from another Earth, Lex Luthor of Earth 3 working with Superboy-Prime. Nightwing asks why Superman would do this. Why put all of this at risk? Batman tells him it's to save what he loves. As for why he came to Nightwing, it's because everyone else trusts him. They always do. He prioritizes maintaining relationships, something Batman has neglected. Well then, Nightwing will help him. Only there's a problem. Communications are almost all down. There is one place where he can contact everyone on the West Coast, the Titan's Tower. He has to get out of here running. Well, he'll fly. He'll borrow the Batplane. Dick Grayson is about to leave, but Batman wants to ask him a question. In the early years, has he forgotten whether those were good for Nightwing or not? Dick Grayson stops and with a smile tells him his early years were the best. Back to the Superboy's battle. Prime has just thrown a car at Superboy. He doesn't know how he always managed to avoid it. He fooled everyone into believing he was Superboy. He doesn't even have a cape. After the cars explode, Prime reaches him and grabs him by the neck. But for some reason Superboy is laughing. The smile is because he sent a signal to the Titans. The Titans are assembled. Wonder Girl has arrived in time to grab her friend and take him away. Cassie says Beast Boy brought the Doom Patrol. Kid Flash brought the Justice Society. The question is, who is this guy here? Prime is taking heavy hits. He asks them what they're doing. He isn't bad. They need to get out of here, because if they don't move, he'll move them. Elsewhere, we're in Gotham City's morgue. The coroners can't believe this situation. A guy survived a meteor shower. A superhero crashed through the roof of his car, and he only ended up dying from being shot in the back with a G224. The doctors step out, but, surprisingly, Crispus wakes up. His chest begins to open and the Spectre appears here. He doesn't understand why he's come to this place. No, he won't go unwillingly. He's been confined for too long. He's suffered. He regrets his actions. He repents. He has served him faithfully. He won't stray again. He begs God not to leave him here. He was deceived. He was seduced. God must forgive him. Too late. The Spectre is in a new host. We return to Superboy-Prime, who is being attacked from all sides. Prime begs them to stop hitting them, but he's the only one striking without reason. Prime only wanted to talk to Superboy, and all these people showed up. Panda comes up behind him and tells him he's the only idiot who caused all this. Prime gets angry. He is not an idiot. And with a single blow, he knocks Panther's head off. He doesn't understand what's happening. He didn't mean to do any of this. The death causes everyone present to fly into a rage. Prime will pay with his life for everything he's done. Full of tears and blood, he begs their forgiveness. He didn't mean this. He only wanted to talk. Terra uses her powers to attack him. Prime doesn't understand why they're attacking him, why they're doing this. He doesn't want to hurt them, but if they keep this up, then he'll have to fight back. They're ruining it. Prime grabs Risk by the neck and rips his arm off. This battle against the Titans, the Doom Patrol, and the Justice Society is interrupted. We only see a red lightning streak pass by. The Flashes have arrived. They now grab him and carry him off at maximum speed. Superboy asks them to stop. They have to let him go. Jay Garrick tells Wally that his tendons are tearing. He won't be fast enough for this. Wally tells him they only needed his help at the start. Jay falls back and wishes them good luck. They open a portal and enter the Speed Force with Superboy-Prime. Kid Flash asks who he is and why he did all this. Wally tells him not to stop running. Something starts happening to Flash. He appears in front of his wife. He tells her she has always been his Kane, the one who grounded him many times. He loves her more than anything in the world, but he has to keep running. Linda asks if he's running into the Speed Force. Wally tells her no, it's not the Speed Force. He thinks it's another place. He has to leave her. He loves her. Linda begs Wally not to do it. His family will be with him. Wally gives his wife a kiss. They have to say goodbye. Something starts happening to the twins. They all fill with energy. Then we only see a great lightning bolt. Elsewhere, Kid Flash keeps running. He asks where Wally went. He can't do this alone. Superboy-Prime tells him he's right. He's even weaker than the rest. He's observed him, and he's always been the stupidest. He's a stupid kid, and now they left him alone. Kid Flash lands a hard punch. He isn't stupid, and he's going to keep hitting him. Someone new is about to arrive. Flash is here too and grabs Superboy-Prime by the neck. Bart can't believe it. His grandfather is here. Bart doesn't have to be afraid. Wally is waiting for him. All the speedsters grab Superboy-Prime. They have to get him out of here. Prime tells them they made him do this. They can't get rid of him so easily. When he grows up, he will be Superman. Doesn't anyone understand? He will be Superman. With everything he has, Bart helps push him, and they get rid of Superboy. Elsewhere, at the Fortress of Solitude, Alexander is with Psycho Pirate. It's time to finish this and activate the Crisis Tower. The reason Black Adam is here is because they need to bring the fuel. Psycho Pirate asks Black Adam to look at him. In spite of his arrogance and power, he sees a great fear within him. He has to say the name of the one who began all his fear. Black Adam says it, Shazam. The great lightning bolt strikes the Crisis Tower. Everything begins. Alexander prepares. Everything wrongly done will be undone, and he will fix it all. While Alexander handled all this, the Titans were with the Justice Society, but suddenly they disappear. At the fortress, Superman was with Lois Lane when suddenly another Earth appears. Superman and Lois vanish and reappear on their Earth. They're here. They're home. It seems Lex Luthor has done it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.